You close the door. Later, you check the camera on your phone. Your dog is still lying by the window, staring toward the place where you disappeared. Most people believe one of two things. Either their dog spends the entire time feeling heartbroken, or it forgets about them the moment the door closes. But is either one really true? Does your dog keep missing you more and more until you finally come home? Research suggests the answer is more complicated. Dogs can be affected by your absence, but what you see isn't always what they feel. Some dogs look distressed without being deeply anxious. Others appear perfectly calm while still responding to the fact that you're gone. So the real question isn't just whether your dog misses you, it's whether you can tell from behavior alone. Researchers found that dogs don't all respond to being left alone in the same way. Some immediately search for their owner. They wait by the door, follow their owner's scent, or watch through the window. After a while, many settle down and return to their normal routine. Others show much stronger reactions. They bark continuously, pace around the house, struggle to settle, or even destroy objects. Researchers call these separation-related behaviors, but they are not caused by attachment alone. Stress, changes in the environment, personality, past experiences, and never learning to stay alone comfortably can all produce similar behaviors. That's why a barking dog doesn't necessarily love you more, and a quiet dog doesn't necessarily love you less. Behavior gives us clues, but it cannot tell us exactly what a dog is feeling. So what about the dogs that seem completely calm? The ones lying quietly on the floor, barely moving? Do they simply not care that you're gone? Not necessarily. A group of researchers in Italy wanted to find out. They studied dogs while they were home alone. The researchers placed cameras inside the houses. They also monitored changes in the dog's heart rate. Instead of relying only on behavior, they compared what the dogs looked like with what was happening inside their bodies. The results revealed something a camera could easily miss. Some dogs that appeared completely calm still showed signs of physiological arousal. That doesn't prove every quiet dog is anxious. Heart rate changes for many reasons, but it does show why outward behavior can be misleading. A dog may quietly lie beside your jacket with its nose resting on your scent. It hardly moves. Yet the moment it hears a familiar sound outside, it immediately lifts its head. Stillness isn't the same as indifference. And noise isn't the same as love. You can't measure attachment by counting barks, jumps, or minutes spent at the window. But that leads to a bigger question. Why does your absence matter so much in the first place? Think about your own home. Someone else may leave and your dog barely reacts, but when you walk out the door, it stays by the window. Why? A Hungarian researcher named József Topál wanted to understand that connection. He adapted a famous experiment from human psychology that was originally designed to measure the attachment between babies and their caregivers. Dogs were placed in an unfamiliar room. Their owner and a stranger entered and left at different times while the researchers observed the dog's behavior. The difference was striking. When the owner was present, the dogs explored the unfamiliar room confidently. They walked around, sniffed new places, and investigated their surroundings. But once the owner left, that curiosity dropped sharply. Many dogs stayed close to the door instead. The owner wasn't simply someone the dog liked. The owner functioned as a secure base, a source of safety that gave the dog confidence to explore. When you're there, your dog feels safer trying new things. Without you, that confidence can weaken. Your presence tells your dog something important. This place is safe. I don't need to stay alert. Researchers are still careful not to say that dogs experience attachment exactly like human children, but the pattern is similar enough to reveal something important. To your dog, you aren't just rewarding. You may be part of how it understands safety itself. Now think about what happens when you come home. Does your dog race to the door, barking and jumping all over you? Or does it quietly walk over, lean against your leg, and gently touch your hand? Both look like signs of happiness, but do they tell you which dog loves its owner more? Probably not. The intensity of a dog's greeting doesn't necessarily reflect the strength of the bond between you. Some dogs burst with excitement. They spin in circles, jump, whine. They seem unable to control their emotions. Others greet their owners much more quietly. They simply walk over and stay close. Neither response tells you how much the dog loves you. In some dogs, an intense reunion may be linked to higher arousal, frustration, or uncertainty during the separation. But that's only one possible explanation. Breed, personality, age, past experiences, and even the way owners respond to greetings can all shape what happens at the door. Dogs with a more secure bond often settle more easily after their owner leaves and recover more quickly once they return. But no single greeting can tell you whether a dog feels secure or anxious. A dog that jumps into your arms isn't automatically insecure. And a dog that quietly leans against you isn't emotionally distant. They may simply show that bond in different ways. Now, think back to the scene from the beginning. You check the camera after leaving home. Your dog is still lying by the window, watching the street, not moving. Now you know why that image doesn't tell the whole story. Your dog may be waiting for you. It may be responding to the sudden change in its environment. It may be following your scent, your daily routine, or familiar sounds outside the door. Or it may simply settle down a few minutes later and go to sleep. A single moment can't explain what your dog is feeling. And love isn't measured by how dramatic the reunion looks. A quiet dog can be deeply connected to its owner. An excited dog can be just as deeply connected. The difference is often how that connection is expressed, not whether it exists. So the next time you leave home, don't judge a relationship from one camera clip. And when you come back, don't measure your dog's love by how high it jumps or how loudly it barks. Instead, look at the bigger picture. Can your dog relax after you leave? Does it explore confidently when you're there? And after you return, can it reconnect with you and gradually become calm again? Those patterns reveal far more than one emotional moment at the door. Whether your dog leaps into your arms or quietly rests its head against your hand, one thing stays the same. Your return changes its world. You're the person it associates with comfort, familiarity, and confidence. So yes, dogs are affected when we leave. But what matters most isn't how dramatic their reaction looks. It's the role we play in their everyday lives. Our presence gives them the confidence to explore. And when we come home, that confidence returns with us. What does your dog do when you come home? Tell me in the comments.